Hey, welcome in everyone to the Game or Die Show. My name is Ryan Moore, and tonight I felt like playing a little Keflings. A world of Keflings. Actually, this is the second game in the Kefling series, and last week they did an update, and they're doing this thing where every week there is a new challenge in the game, and you have to complete it. So you start a whole new world with this challenge mode, and then every week they're going to give you a new challenge for the entire year. So I'm super excited about that, and I just wanted to play a little bit. So let's go ahead and get started with a world of Keflings, shall we? All right. Ooh, that's a little loud in my headphones. There we go. All right. So I had a long day, and I don't know how long I'll be streaming for. Maybe we'll play just Keflings. Maybe we'll play something else. I don't know where the night's going to happen or take us. Thanks for checking in. Ooh, I got to turn down the game audio and then turn up the TTS. There we go. Now I can hear you. Okay, out with the old Rockstar Weekly Challenge. We've been playing for an hour and a half in this build. So let's go. Wait, really? Are you sure? Because I played through the entire first game last year. And then I don't think I actually played any of the second game. This is the second game in the series. Very, very similar. So if you've never seen this game before, Keflings, it's a God Sim slash resource management game, kind of like Age of Empires is the game that I really remember learning about resource management. But you are this giant, and it was an Xbox 360 Live Arcade game originally. So it has like the Xbox Live avatars built into it. And you get to use your avatar originally, but since this is on Steam now, that's all taken out, and they just have the generic characters. So I'm a giant, and then all these little characters down here are Keflings. And you got a King Kefling, a Pirate Kefling, Enchanter Kefling, the Rockstar Kefling, which is the new challenge. And then you have all the normal ones. So all the ones that I just showed off, the ones that kind of follow me around, these are like worker Keflings, and I don't really like them. They kind of just get in the way. What you really care about is the worker Keflings. So basically, every time you build a new house and fill it with love, 2 Keflings pop out, and then you get to basically have them be your minions, and you assign them a task. Kind of like Lemmings. It's very similar to Lemmings in that way as well, which is one of the things I love about this series. So what you do is you pick up one of the Keflings, and you say, I want you to mine rocks. And that's their life. That's all they do. And then another Kefling, you say, I want you to just transport stuff. So any rocks that are mined, I want you to pick up and then deliver it to one of the buildings that will accept rocks. And then those buildings accrue everything and then build stuff. It's awesome. Hey, what's up, Danny boy? What game am I playing? This is a World of Keflings. It is a really rad management resource, god building, sim. And basically what you do is you let the Keflings do their thing. They're like, this guy is a lumberjack, and he's just lumberjacking logs. And then I can take those logs, and I can do the manual labor if I want, because I'm a giant, so I kind of move a lot faster too. And I can just drop stuff off. But it also kind of builds a little bit of automation by having all of these Keflings do the work, and then they transport it, and then they drop it in here, and then some of the buildings will take lumber only and then make it planks, and then those planks can be transported into another building. Dude, it is so cool because it's a little bit of Age of Empires, a little bit of Lemmings, a little bit of like Satisfactory or Factorio. And this is a game that came out originally in 2008. Like the original Kingdom for Keflings came out in 2008. World for Keflings came out in 2010. And there's never been a game like this since. All these little pieces are from all these other games. I love it. So let's talk to our Rockstar guy. Actually, let's level up our Keflings. Anyone with a little arrow, we can level up, and we've got a few. That just means they're gonna work faster, be faster, do more resource management stuff. Yeah, just, you can smack them, or I don't like doing this all that often, but you can give them a little kick if you need to. This special Kefling can't be. So the rock. Okay, so it looks like the bummer. It looks like there's no update yet. Maybe it comes out tomorrow or Friday, but it's been a week. It is the 7th of January. And they dropped it like on New Year's Eve or whatever, so it should have rolled over to the next week. So we should have a new thing. I could have probably just looked at Steam and saw if there was an update for it. I didn't. This is all spur of the moment live stream, but that's okay. Yeah, I know, right? I don't have time to go look on Steam to see if there's an update. I just want to click play and get into the game. All right. Well, and one of the best things about this game too is the soundtrack. The music is so stinking good. What's really rad is there's no protagonist. Sorry, there's no antagonist. I always get those mixed up. There's no antagonist in this game. There's no enemy. It is the most quote-unquote chill/cozy game of all time because nothing's gonna hurt you. You don't have anything trying to kill you or hurt you, take your HP or XP. It is just go at your own pace. So if I wanted to, I can just do a bunch of organization for like several hours if I want to. And it's a great cool down game. Like winding down, chill out, cool down from the end of the workday. It's awesome. And like I was saying, the music is really cool because it's this background music that you don't really notice until you kind of start listening to it, or it changes. And the music changes with the seasons, because there's seasons in the game. And just like Forza 4, seasons change everything, right? I like doing a little bit of organizing because I think the sheep wool kind of gets a little crazy. Okay, well, since we can't really do anything on the Rockstar Challenge, let's continue building out our stuff. Yeah, you finished this week's quest. Check back next week. It is next week. Let's see here. What do we need to do? Okay, so here's our blueprints. And basically, we're just building, different buildings, and it checks off. So we got these 3 buildings that we can build. The Machinist, the Loom, and the Witch's Hunt. So let's go ahead and do a Machinist. And what do we need for that? We need a bunch of that stuff in the top left corner. So some of these buildings will do some of that stuff. So we got this one, the factory, that does all the blue stuff. So we got 1 warehouse that we need to build and 1 studio. And then this one, the workshop, we need 1 platform, 2 tools and equipment, 2 chimney stacks, and 2 windmills. Now, where do we want to build this? Let's build it over here. Let's upgrade her if we can. Boom. Good job, Toots. Okay, yeah, let's build it over here because that looks like it should be. So some of the bigger Keflings are my little like helpers, and so they'll pick up some of the stuff and then bring it to me. Sometimes they'll auto-complete it, but it's very rare that that happens. I don't know why. Because they should be putting it down where it's supposed to be. But most of the time... Oh my gosh, stop it, Ryan. There. Most of the time, they just kind of stand there, and they just kind of get in the way. Like, all these... Like, look at them. They don't need to be standing around me. Go away. Give me this last one. Too many resources, new piles will be automatically consolidated. I don't think I've ever seen that message before. So the purple stuff, it's not purple logs, it's crystals. So there are these, I think they've mined most of them. Yeah, it looks like they mined most of them. But there's these little crystal, oh yeah, over here. There's crystal patches, and that is used for the witch's hut. And the witch hut will convert crystals to gemstones, I believe, or magic potions. And then that's used for other stuff. Okay, so we got our machinist building created. However, it needs a Kefling, an educated Kefling, to actually man it. So we actually have to take one of our Keflings. Let's do this guy, a lumberjack Kefling. And what we do is we throw him in school. And now he's an educated Kefling. And now we say, all right, you're an educated Kefling, go be a machinist. And now he's just gonna live here in this machinist hut. And that's his job. Ooh, we got one love. We have two. So each one of these little hearts, these hunka burnin' love hearts, these are required to build a house. You can build as many houses as you want, but if you don't have a heart and don't put it in there, then you can't get new Keflings. So what we can do is we can go back up to our blueprints and build another house. And I think we need a statue as well. And we got plenty of statues. I've just kind of built this little tiny city. I'm very min-maxing this type of stuff. I just say, all right, where am I gonna put this in as close proximity to everything else? See, they did it that time. I don't know why they put down a house. Maybe because I put the sculpture there? Who knows? All right, so we built our house. Now we throw in our heart, and now we have two more Keflings to do our bidding. A boy and a girl. There's a lot of wood here, so have at it. And since... Where's our other one? Where's our new lady? Here she is. Since you're not really doing anything, you take wood over here to the planks. So we got 359 planks right now, and she's just going to continue to load that as well. Yeah, lots of wood, lots of rocks, lots of just everything. We're doing pretty good here. That's a wall constructor. You know what? Let's just build another house, get another two, and then we don't have to worry about it. And this music, man. Ugh. It's like my favorite music of all time in any video game. You give that to me. I'll just do it myself. See? Hey, he auto-completed that one. Let's see if Helga does it. Very nice. Booyah. Two more Keflings. All right. You... we have too much wool. You take the wool over to... Can't remember which... Is it the factory? Yeah. Factory. Man, we have a lot of wool. Okay. So what's next here? Level that guy up. Just get just a little how do you do on the butt. Everyone likes that. What are you doing over here? You two consorting. I guess there's no more crystals to mine. That's fine. Okay. So we did our house. What's the next one? We did the machinist. Now we have the loom. Let's go ahead and build a loom. Go over here to our work shed. And we plop down platform, tools and equipment, and sturdy tower. Booyah. Oh, we need stones. We have 288. We just need to transport them over. There you go. Is there any? No, she's got stuff. That's it. I'm going to HR. Oh wait, hold on. There and there. Okay. So where do we want to put this loom? I mean, we might as well put it over by, like, the other specialty shops. So we'll just put it right here. Unfortunately, I'm just not really good at the creative aspect of, like, designing a city or anything. I just, like, don't care most of the time. Here, mine some stones. Make yourself useful. Okay. We need another Kefling. Well, you weren't doing anything anyways. So I'm gonna disassociate you with rock mining and make you an academy guy. And then you live here now. This is your life. You are a loomer. And I very rarely ever do the looming stuff. Like, it's mostly... Oh, there's... like a gardening shrubbery expert, there is a sculpting expert, there is a painter, and I just don't ever use any of that stuff. The loom does allow you to make cloth, which you do need for some stuff, but not that much. All right, witch hut. Let's do the witch's hut. 3 and 2. I really wish that they wouldn't just leave the wool all over their place. It's just annoying. There's just so much of it. Like, look at this. Just all this wool everywhere. Go bring that over to the loom just so that we have a little stockpile now. Yeah, we'll get a few just in case. All right. So, where do we want our witch's hut? Honestly, I actually think this is probably a better spot for it. If we can just get this wool out of the way. That music is so darn pleasant. Witch's hut to be right here. That's the bottom. That right there. This up here. These two. Shrubbery and something else. Mine. Give it to me. Give it to me now. So one of the bummer things is, number one, I already completed this game last year. It was one of the games that I finished off stream, and then this new world that we're building out. Like, yes, there's some stuff, but you can see I've already gone through these 3 buildings. We're building these 2. And then we have only this much left, and we're done with the world completely. And this is supposed to last 52 weeks. So you don't want to spend 2 hours, in this at one time. You're supposed to spend like 15, 30 minutes max. And so I didn't want to really like do more than, you know, the challenge, which could take a little bit of time, and then maybe build a few, like one row of stuff. But I don't want to do like a 5-minute stream. Okay, so we got our witch hut. So we can take some of these crystals that have been kind of piling up, and we can add them in here. And it's just easier for me to do it. This also kind of kills a little bit of time too. And it's nice to have just a little bit of zone out gameplay every once in a while. And again, that's where the chill factor comes into play a lot with this game, is just kind of brain dead, not really paying close attention. It's a good podcast game too. I miss those. I haven't played games and listened to a podcast in several years now, which sucks, because that's how I used to game a lot with like first-person shooters, you know, like a Borderlands type of gameplay. I would throw on a podcast and play. Oh, no worries. That's fine. Do them all the time. I'm trying to do them all the time. The gaming roundup ones, I'm starting to try and kind of finesse that I can get it daily. I didn't get to do it yesterday, and I didn't get to do it today, which sucks. But I'll get it kind of down. It's just I literally didn't have time. Like after dinner, like I woke up, and this is just my schedule normally, is I wake up, I have about 15-20 minutes to wake up and kind of do my morning routine, and then I'm out the door in here in the studio, and then I'm in here in the studio until like 6-7 o'clock, and then we have dinner, and then we hang out for a little bit, and then I come in here and stream. And that's pretty much every day. Unless we got something else going on, like building a shed or doing the roof or my improv class. It's insane. Oh, I know, right? I wish I had a job where, like, I hear that all the time. Oh yeah, I just watch Twitch at work. I'm like, what? That's insane. Or I just listen to podcasts at work. I'm like, man, I wish I could do that. Yeah, one of those just Joe jobs that you don't really care about, and you kind of just can breeze through it and put yourself on, you know, just autopilot. Every once in a while, that sounds nice. I love the snow in this game too. Mostly because it looks purple. And I just love that. Okay, so we've got a good stockpile. We've got our witch's hut. So we can either do cottages or some noble workshop. Oh yeah, the autopilot stuff, like jobs that you just don't have any passion for. Like, at least I love doing what I do, and I'm passionate about it. Even though it might not be my favorite thing in the world to do, at least I have a job that I care about. I had a job once. It was at a startup, and it was IT work. And it was going through a rough patch where I literally sat in an office for like 3 or 4 hours straight with nothing to do. And I'm like, just let me go home. I don't even care if I get paid. Like, just let me go home. I'm bored to death. Oh, that was the worst. And I had a really annoying coworker. I had one of those coworkers that just was like, oh, we're best friends. We're the bestest of friends ever. And I'm like, no, we're not. You are coworker status at best. And even then, I really don't want to be around you. And it wasn't even like I disliked him or anything like that. He was just kind of annoying. Okay, I don't have the space for this. Like, not that I dislike you as a person. It's just I really don't want to listen to you talk. And I always felt bad too, because again, it was always always sounding like he wanted to just be the bestest of friends in the entire world. I'm like, oh, I really don't want that. Library. One of those. And it was, I think it's funny because I know everyone can relate to the movie Office Space, but man, like some of those workers, like I had those workers too, and it was just the worst. Man, that movie's so good. It's a bummer because I think when my wife and I watched it together, she never saw it before, and I was telling her how good it was, and so we watched it, and she was like just really not into it all that much. And I think it's just because she doesn't have that workplace experience like I do. And she was like, yeah, it's funny, it was good. I'm like, no, you don't understand. Like that's like the best, like how comedians are, I can't remember how the phrase it is for like a lot of, look, this is how the world is, isn't that funny type of humor. And that's the best movie example of that in the entire world. Okay, what am I doing? The architect. Oh, I wanted to build 2 cottages. Yeah. Let's just build another one. And we'll just have Keflings all over the place. Should probably do some organization here because the cottage just looks out of place and I don't like that. Just a little bit out of place. Oh man. Oh hey, did they complete it? Nice. I love when they actually do the things that they're supposed to do. Cool. So now we got a crap ton more. See, this is kind of the thing is I feel like I'm at level, like the game, where I'm at in the game right now, I should be at like level 5. And I feel like I'm at level 15 or 20. Right, with the experience, with the amount of Keflings I have, with the amount of homes, but it's giving me all that. So I'm not really gaming the system or cheating or anything like that. I'm just playing the game as intended. It just feels like the world is not big enough. And that was one of the big complaints I had with the first and this game, was just the world's tiny. It's a really small world when you start walking around. Like this is the perimeter. I'm going to walk around the entire world that we have. And yes, there's some little islands. You just build a little bridge and you're on it. And look, there's like a heart. But I don't need more Keflings. I have 8 just standing around doing nothing. And not really a whole lot of places left to mine. So you expand way more than you really can in the world. You expand with your Keflings more than there is stuff to mine. Luckily, there are some things like this stone mine shaft, that's infinity resources, so it will never die, right? Like this, they're cutting down trees, and the trees do eventually go away when you get down enough. But this world, it just seems like there's really not that much. Yeah. Yes, because there's actually a Keflings VR. The third Keflings game is VR, which when I probably when we get down to this, like in an hour, I would say once we finish this world, and then it's just check-in, do the weekly check-in, and there's not really any more advancement, I want to move over to Keflings VR, because that came out in 2019. It was like one of the first maybe 15 episodes. I think episode like 11 or 13 on the podcast, I talk about Keflings VR. And Keflings VR is interesting because it's this gameplay, but in VR, and it's a side view. So it's more of a diorama than anything else. And you're scrolling left to right, side scrolling, and you're picking up Keflings and dropping them and doing all this same stuff, but it's a not top-down view, it's side scrolling. Yeah, Townsman VR was basically like oh, this is trying to be Keflings a little bit. Man, that game. I remember when that game came out in early access, like day one, I was like, dude, this is like Keflings. Buy early access. And then like 3.5 years went by with no updates. And I messaged the developer and I'm like, dude, what's going on? Don't do this. This is really bad. And they messaged me back saying like, oh, we're working on it. We have an update coming. And I go, okay, you need to tell the community, not just me personally in an email. You need to make an update. And they never did. And then, or no, maybe they did like several months later, like half a year later. And then it still was in early access for a couple extra years. And then they're like, it's out, 1.0. And I'm like, you morons. That is not how you run a game in early access. That is the worst way. But it was a fun game. I enjoyed it. And I was really impressed by that early access demo too. Like I think it was a demo first, then you could buy it and play part of it. Holy crap, it's 40? Dude, I think I bought it for 10. I think it was originally $10. $40 is way too much for that game. Yeah, no, I would never buy it for $40. Are you talking about Townsman or Keflings? Yeah, I got it on super early access when they first came out. Townsman? Okay. I was like, dude, Keflings shouldn't be that. But yeah, $40 is way too steep for that game. I had a good time with it, but whew. Okay, so we built our cottages. We have a bunch of Keflings kind of wandering around not doing anything. They're just roaming the streets. Like hookers. And then... oh, man. Slapping the people narrating, that's right. It has, from what I remember, because it's been years since I played it, it has like this night avatar into the head. It's like a VR avatar, right? And it's like pre-recorded dialogue. And then you can slap it and it just auto resets the dialogue. Let's do the architect. So we just need these two. Whoop and whoop. Whoop. I miss VR games like that though, man. There's not enough of them. It's funny when I was in the Discord for the Keflings Discord earlier last year. V2 Beast XR headset? No, I haven't. I haven't seen that. What is it? I'm not a big fan of XR stuff. I'll be honest. I've not been really a big fan of it just because I hate saying this because I really think it's stupid to just write off technology because there's always a use for it. But I don't see a lot of use in game, especially for gaming with XR. And it muddies the water, really. Honestly, XR, MR, AR, VR, it all muddies the water. Just call it VR and be done with it. Don't get granular. Same thing with what is it? The Apple's VR, which is spatial computing. I think that's the dumbest term. And whenever I see someone online say, "Oh yeah, I was in spatial computing yesterday, and oh my gosh, I did this and this and this," I'm like, number one, I did that back in 2014. Shut up. And then number two, shut up, because spatial computing is a marketing term, you moron. Ugh. I'm a little raw today. Oh man, I hate that phrase. Spatial computing, what garbage. Yeah, if it's getting really good reviews, I'll have to check that out after the stream. That sounds... I'm always on board for looking at new VR headsets and stuff like that. Right now, everything's just way too expensive, and if it's not wireless, I'm not interested, period. Like big screen VR, honestly, I've actually heard really bad things about big screen, which sucks, because I really like the form factor, just like the thin goggles, and that's it. Like, that sounds perfect. I would buy it in a heartbeat if it had wireless. I cannot do not wireless VR anymore. I can't be tethered, especially since all the computers and stuff are at least 30 feet away in a different separate room. So I don't do that. And then I love being able to literally just pick up my headset, be in here in the studio, and then go into the house and be in the house and play VR no matter what. It's awesome. Yeah, I love the lightweight type of stuff. That sounds wonderful. That is one of the bigger... I don't think it's as big of a deal now, because they've kind of started solving a lot of that stuff with proper cushioning and proper, like the headset, like gear, like the Bobo VR stuff. Like that's so much more comfortable than the stock. Yeah, the Quest 3, I'm telling you, man, like, just give me a Quest 3 and I'm good to go. Like, I don't need... If it's wireless, I'll look at it. If it's not, I will not buy it, period. I can't go back to tether, no matter how good the graphics are. Wireless trumps all graphical power at this point. And honestly, with the way that wireless PC VR is, the fidelity is negligible. You're not going to be able to really notice that much. It's a slight downgrade, obviously, but it's not that much. To the point where it's like, man, why would anyone do wired VR? I mean, I get it if your computer is like literally right next to you and you're not going to move around, you're not streaming or anything, you're never going to move the headset from where it is in the desk. If you're doing like what you do a lot of like Auto Corsica or whatever it's called, like the racing VR stuff, that definitely requires like super slow latency or low latency. That was one of the biggest things when Oculus or when, yeah, it was still Oculus at the time, when Oculus was like, we're gonna make our own proprietary storefront. And that was like at the beginning too. That was in what, 2016, when it's like, wait, no, just make it on Steam. What are you doing? Why are you separating VR? That's a really stupid thing. And that's when we got two versions of the same stupid game with no cross-buy. A few developers did do cross-buy at the very beginning, which was really nice. But they really separated it very early and very quickly, to where I think even at launch, most games were split in between Steam version and Oculus version. And the Oculus version was always way behind the Steam version. Like, update-wise, like the updates would come very slow, very irregularly. It was the worst. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You get a worse version on the Meta Store for sure. Ugh. It's such a bummer. Oh, did they? Cooking Simulator did? Yeah. It's why I'm pretty much exclusively on Steam VR no matter what. Unless, like, because I'm a streamer and stuff like that, I'm doing a lot of sponsored stuff or testing. Like, yeah, I'll play that stuff on it. Or if it's exclusive, like Deadpool. Deadpool VR, and, oh, man, I love my friends, but some of them just, I just don't get the mentality of, no, I don't ever want to play on a Quest. I don't want it being worse quality. So, oh, that sucks. Oh, that sucks. Dang. That's terrible. Ugh. So my friend, he's a huge Marvel nerd. Like, all his kids love Marvel and everything like that. And I was telling him, I'm like, dude, Jeff, you're gonna love Deadpool VR. That's his humor, like, to a T. Like, it's pretty much the game made for my friend Jeff. And I was telling him about it because we're the only two that really play in VR. Like, he has a VR headset, and I've always been championing it since 2014. And I keep telling him, like, dude, you're gonna love Deadpool VR if it ever comes out. Or I can't remember how it went, but I said, you're gonna love Deadpool VR. I told him a couple things, like Ghost Rider looks freaking rad in VR. It's got Mojo as, like, the main villain. And he's like, dude, that sounds awesome. And he's like, what platforms is it on? Is it on PS VR, like PlayStation VR? And I said, no, it's a Quest exclusive. And he goes, sucks. I'll never play it. Like, I'm sorry, what? This is a game made for you. You're gonna love it, but you can't lift your finger to just buy the game when you already have the headset. Because he said, I tried it once and my kid has it, but I don't like it. It's not comfortable. And I was like, I'm not gonna sit here and try and sell you on something that you're just not gonna do. Like, I'm at the point in life where I'm done arguing with people trying to make their life better or have them enjoy something that they're clearly gonna love. If you say, I'm not going to like it, I'm not going to force you to like it. Yeah. The just flat out refusal. Like, okay, here's an example. We were just talking about this. 93? Dang. That's awesome. That's rad. Here's an example of what we were just talking about. If there was a headset, like, let's say the big screen VR headset, and they had an exclusive Batman Arkham game, the new Batman Arkham game was exclusive to the big screen beta, or whatever the headset's called, I would not just go, well, it's big screen and it's wireless, it's wired tethered VR, sucks, I'll never play it. I would try and figure out a way to maybe buy a used one and then sell it, or maybe wait until, you know, they have a new headset out, or maybe the other one drops in price to play a game that I know I would love, right? That's the normal thinking. But when someone just straight up refuses something that they know they're gonna love, they know that it's made for them, they know that it's gonna be like the best thing ever and they're gonna have a good time no matter what, and they just go, nah, no. They stick their nose up to it. I just go, all right, fine. I'm not gonna force you. No, what is it, skin off my teeth? It's weird. I just don't get that mentality at all. Okay, we built the architect. We need to build the carpenter. It's not too much. Two. Sorry, I didn't mean to go on a rant there. I went on a rant earlier today. I went on 2 rants at work today. And I was like, I'm losing these people. I need to pull it back. They clearly don't care. It's funny when I get on a rant at work, I'm just like, these people don't care. But I have to also have fun and let off a little steam too, or else I'll go crazy. So whenever I make jokes at work or on stream or whatever, I'm just like, I don't care if they're not laughing. I'm laughing. I'm having a good time. Let's get rid of these. Yeah, no apologies whatsoever. Never apologize for anything ever. Plop that down. We got this guy. And there we go. Now we have our that's an architect. There, you seem like a lady who needs to be educated. Now we have carpenter. There we go. Yeehaw. Okay, what does she do? She takes planks and then makes them into sculpted wood. All right. So now we don't have any more of these. I think we need to take some of those planks and do some sculpted wood first. Let's just at least populate them with something. What about here, the architect? They need sculpted wood, stones, cloth, and sculpted stones? This is where building management actually helps. This is where you need building management. Oh, nice. You sent the video of your grandma playing VR? Awesome. I can't wait to watch that. That's rad. I wish I had grandparents that were still alive. And I really loved my grandma. She was super cool. And I learned a lot from her. But I was also way young. When she passed away, my grandma was really young. I think she was in her late 60s. Like she passed away in 2006. So that was a long time ago. And I was too young to really appreciate them like you would appreciate your grandparents nowadays. Man, 95 and still going strong. That is freaking awesome. Because I remember my grandma, she went to Egypt, like when I was in junior high or early high school, like junior or freshman in high school. And I've always been fascinated with Egyptology and just the study of Egypt in that region. So I was like, dude, that would be really cool to talk to her now that I know a lot more about that region. I would love to just kind of hear about her, her visits and trips and stuff like that. What's under those pyramids? Yes. Oh man, did you see the thing a few months ago? Maybe it was like 6 months ago or something at this point, where it was like, oh, we like this new breaking thing about the pyramids and how like there's like a 500-mile like down into the Earth's crust like secret society meeting place. I'm like, shut up. No, there's not, you morons. And it was all based off of uncovered FBI files from like earlier last year, right? When they did a lot of like the redacted FBI files. And all it was that they experimented with people using like LSD and hallucinating. They jotted down their hallucinations, and that's it. And then everyone's like, oh my gosh, there's telepathic, telekinesis people. And it's like, no, it's people that just took LSD and hallucinated that there's stuff in the pyramids, and there's no way to actually verify any of that stuff. It's just they were on drugs. Like, it all just turned out to be drugs, but like everyone on the news was talking about it like it's this big government conspiracy, like cover up. And I was like, oh my gosh, I hate people so much sometimes. I hate the lying on the internet. That's one of the worst things that I just get so angry about. Yeah, there was some like scanning stuff too, but it all turned out to be like extremely inconclusive, where it was like, oh, there's all these like miles of like straight down like pyramid type like alien technology or something. I'm like, no, there's not. There might have been some other extra stuff. Like it's so hard to find like what's real and what's not real. Oh, really? Okay. That's interesting. Man, it's so fascinating because that's what I love about Egypt. Like, that's what always like pulls me in, is there's so much mystery on some of that stuff, like the pyramids. Like, I would love to go to Egypt and go to the pyramids and the Sphinx and all that stuff, because it looks so, like, my mind still cannot fathom the scale of Giza and things like that. Like, those pyramids, I just cannot envision in my mind how big they actually are. One of my favorite things, originally early VR, was doing Google Earth. Yeah. Dude, yeah. No, man. Before, and this is funny, this is so funny. Google Maps or Google Earth in VR didn't exist for several the early years of VR. It was oh man, I'm trying to remember what the name of it was. I think it was Street VR or Street View VR. It was this small development company that created this app, like this side like homebrew app that stitched together photos of Google Earth, and it was on the Oculus store for like a year or two. And I would sit there in VR. This is like 2015, before like it might have been before Oculus came out, because it was all hacked together, and it was the street view of Google Earth in VR. So there was no full depth, but you were in VR. It was a 360-degree photo that you can turn around, and you could literally just use Google Earth in Street View mode. And this was like just some random app that you could just mess around with. And I would spend so many hours late at night, like 2, 3 o'clock in my bedroom. And this is before I was married too. So I was like in my bedroom at like 3 o'clock in the morning, like in my underwear, traveling just places on the earth that I've always wanted to go to. I'm like, dude, I would love to see Jerusalem. Oh, dude, I would love to see, Germany. And I would just travel in VR. And I was like, dude, this is great. And then one day, all of a sudden, it stopped working. And back then, the internet was a lot harder to find information. So I'm like Googling and trying to find out all this stuff. And again, it's VR, so it's so niche that no one else commented on it. And for like 3 or 4 months, I'm like, what happened? And I finally found like someone who was related to the developer, and they're like, they just stopped. They don't talk about it. They just stopped. And I was like, man, what's going on? And then like 2 years later, Google Earth VR came out. And I'm like, they bought them out. They took that technology that Google bought them out. And just, it happens all the time. Some really cool proprietary thing, you know, is working, and then one day the developers just disappear. But man, that was so cool. I loved that. And then Google Earth VR just takes that concept and expands on it, and it's so fun. I mean, that's how we found our house in Tennessee, I think. I can't remember. We did that. We do that with houses. Like when we move, when we're ready to move, we start looking in VR first. Like, oh, where's this area? Oh, you know, there's a few houses on this road, and it's like, you know, midnight or whatever. We're not going to be able to go drive out there. So we just like sit in VR and we, you know, scan. Like she's watching it on the TV. I'm in VR. She's like, type in this address, and we go there and we look at what it is. It's rad, man. VR is the coolest technology in the world. Hold on a second. Oh, a VR tour trip of South America? That's cool. That's rad. Yeah, you do the same thing? Yep. And it's insane, too, because anyone who likes to travel, anyone who likes looking at pictures of different places on the world, like, I don't like doing any of that stuff, and I think it's incredible. So I don't understand how people who do love that stuff don't think it's the literal greatest thing mankind has ever achieved. I don't get it, man. It is so freaking mind-blowingly cool. Yeah, you were saying that she's a state naturalist. That's really cool. She does tours all the time. That's awesome. Every day, every time I put on the headset, like, again, Deadpool VR. I haven't really talked about it. I think I might have talked about it on the Game of the Year podcast. Yep. Every time I say, this is what we as kids in the 80s and 90s envisioned video game future to be. And we have it. It's right there. And no one talks about it like that at all. And again, it's like with my original Why VR is Awesome video. It's because of the marketing. The marketing is so garbage. They just make it look like it's a flat screen in front of your face that you have goggles on. It's the Google Cardboard effect. Google Cardboard and like the mobile VR of 2017, 2018 ruined VR for an entire generation. It did so much bad will. I was always angry whenever like my nephew would come over and he was like, "Oh, I got a VR headset for Christmas." I'm like, "Really? Dude, that's awesome. You got like an Oculus Rift?" He's like, "No, I got this Samsung device where I put my phone in it." I'm like, "That's not VR. Like, shut up." Yeah. Oh, dude, those boxes, man. I was just like, that's not real VR. And I've got to be nice because he's my nephew. Just what a travesty. What a just complete travesty of... You know what it's exactly like? This is exactly what it's like. This is the best analogy. Remember back in like 2015 when we got hoverboards and they were just sideways skateboards? It's exactly that. Oh my gosh, I was so freaking mad. I was so freaking mad when everyone's like, dude, hoverboards are here. Hoverboards are real. I'm like, it's a freaking sideways electric skateboard. That's all it is. It's not hovering. You cannot use the word hover when it doesn't hover. I told you, I have some rants. I have rants built up over the last like couple of months of not streaming. Oh my gosh. Oh, it just pissed me off to no end. I could not get... I couldn't fathom how people were calling that crap hoverboards with a straight face in the media, in the news, and then copying it and going, yeah, I've got a hoverboard. It's 2015. It's like Back to the Future. I'm like, no! A Segway is more of a hoverboard than that. And a Segway's not a hoverboard. I have so much anger built up inside of me. What if it was a skateboard with a powerful magnet and you were on the opposite end of the magnet on the board hovering above it? Is that a hoverboard? Yeah, absolutely. That's more of a hoverboard than a sideways skateboard. It's literally a skateboard with the wheels going in a different direction. But yes, if the maglev technology is something that is so there's been so many like people who have tried to create that technology, and I don't know why it's never really been utilized. But yes, the maglev technology to create some sort of hovering thing. Man, hoverboards. They were so cool. I wish we had real hoverboards. And again, it ruined that phrase and that name. You can never say hoverboard ever again in society for the next at least 5 to 10, 15, 20 years. And have people go, yes, hoverboards like Back to the Future. You're just going to have people think of a sideways skateboard. It ruined it. Yes, I got Back to the Future on the brain. Oh my gosh, here, hold on. This came the other day. It's a Back to the Future Lego set. So, I'm not a big Lego guy. Legos are way too expensive, but I've bought a few of these because I thought it would be really fun to build on stream, like just when I'm having a day where I don't want to play video games, but build a little Lego set. I think this was $30. Like, it's a DeLorean. It's Back to the Future DeLorean. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll bite. And then I got a couple other ones over the course of like Black Friday and stuff like that. So I have like a Game Boy and a Piranha Plant and that. And then my wife and I actually, we like building Lego for like our anniversary, Christmas. We sit down and watch Lord of the Rings and we build Lego while we do Lord of the Rings. So like last year we did a bonsai. This year we had this is like a little Christmas like candle with like some flowers and stuff. So I have just like a couple. Like those are the only Lego sets I've ever bought in my entire life, besides when I was a kid. And I might have had like one or two. So it's not like something I'm super obsessed with, but I thought it would be fun. So we'll do that at some point once the new studio is rebuilt and I have a nice overhead cam. We'll do a couple Lego build streams. I think that will be really fun. I got to do it on a time when I'm not working the next day, so I don't have a mess. But yeah, that'll be really fun. I wish I wasn't as... I wish I was more brazen with the, like, video stuff, because I would just put Back to the Future on, and we would watch Back to the Future on stream, and then build the DeLorean. Maybe I'll do that anyways, who knows. Back to the game that I'm basically not playing. But yeah, I got that in the mail the other day, and I was like, oh, cool, I forgot that I even ordered this. Discord watch party, yes. Okay. Man, Do you remember Netflix watch parties on the Xbox 360? Where you just loaded up on the Xbox 360, you loaded up Netflix, and everyone was able to just watch movies together? With the avatars, like in the foreground, like MST3K almost. Yeah, sitting in the theater. Dude. What happened to video games? I'm not a big fan of like, oh, this was my childhood, so it was the best. Like, I try to look at things objectively. And there's the whole new generation that grew up on the 360 as their first console. That console generation, especially the 360, I think is probably one of the best consoles of all time. Just for the fact that it did so much for the industry in such a cool way. Like, people don't realize how incredible the 360 was in that era. Giving us things like Netflix watch parties. That was brand new for the most part. Like, unless you were really deep into like online PC culture with streaming and not even streaming, but like remote work, that wasn't a thing that anyone could do. No one knew how to do that. That was a brand new like technology. And that was incredible. That's awesome. Hey, you leave two people in a room together, what do you think is gonna happen? That's awesome. Now let's clean up a little bit. Here we go. Nope. Do that over here. Yeah, those watch parties, man, they were so much fun. And like nowadays, there's much better ways to replicate that. But not only was it the first time, but it was such a convenient way. Everyone just had a console. Everyone had 360. Everyone had Xbox Live. You would always gather with your friend group anyways and start a party anyways. It was so convenient. Just literally the click of just a couple buttons. And bam, you're in a virtual room watching a movie with your best friends. Like, perfect. Perfect way to do that. And the fact that they just axed it out of nowhere, too. Like, what a dumb decision. Yep. Did you ever watch the Code Monkeys TV show on G4? I always think of that. I was actually describing what Code Monkeys were to my wife, like, not even a week ago. We were talking about it, and I was like, yeah, everyone's just a script kiddie. And nowadays, and she's like, what? I'm like, oh, I mean, it's like Code Monkeys. And she's like, what? I'm like, okay, let's have a discussion here. I loved Code Monkeys when it was on too. Again, it was like, dude, how is there a TV show of this? Like that's why G4 worked so well. Tech TV and G4 worked so well because it was this microcosm of this internet culture that wasn't widespread, right? No one knew what Code Monkeys were, and they made a TV show based off of it, and it was all like video game themed and stuff, and they had developers like as crazy of a person David Jaffe is, like having David Jaffe or Steve Wozniak on those episodes. Oh man. I cannot believe that show even existed. Like, we're so lucky to have a cool show like that exist. Because now you have that stuff on the internet, you know, like YouTube videos or channels that try to do and replicate some of that humor or whatever, but it's not the same. It's not a TV network made for nerds by nerds. Now it would be a TV network made for nerds by executives, and that's never going to work. Like, look at what that last revision when they tried to bring back G4 a couple of years ago. Dude, Sizzler's a nut job nowadays. It sucks too, and I'm sure we've had this conversation before, but I met him at E3 and he seemed like a totally normal guy. And up until about 2 or 3 years ago, I would go to bat for Adam Sessler because I was like, dude, I've met him at E3. He seemed totally cool and normal. On his TV persona when he was on X-Play and stuff like that, he always seemed very like, hey, I'm a gamer and I love video games and blah blah blah. And then it comes out just like, I never really paid close attention to him after G4. That's why. And so after G4 and all that stuff, like, hearing what he says to people and how he treats people and how insane he is, I'm just like, oh, I can't do this anymore with him. Yeah. Dude, that dude just went off the reservation. Yeah. It was a sad downfall because, again, it's when you see those people and they represent, our, culture of nerddom and things like that. And it's been taken over too much by, Marvel and Disney. Like, that whole nerddom culture has been just, like, I hate saying it, but, like, Disneyfied. Oh, wait, what am I doing? I'm just trying to organize everything here. We got a lot of crystal miners just sitting around not doing a whole lot of anything. Yeah, that whole era of G4 was so cool. And even before then, Tech TV. Because I remember when it was Tech TV and like Leo Laporte and screensavers and stuff like that. That was just like, again, it was an insane time because like I was in college and going, I'm an IT guy and there's a whole channel dedicated to my profession. Like, how rad. Oh, yeah. Yeah, in, like, pro gaming and esports and all that stuff. Like, the rise of esports in that era. I'm mad because I was listening to a lot of podcasts at the time, and they would always make fun of those people. Like, the esports people. And just unfortunately, because of the people that I listened to, I was like, okay, yeah, esports kind of suck and stuff like this. But then when I got out of that bubble and I stopped listening to those people, I went, oh, esports is freaking rad. Like, these people are doing the things that, like, I love hearing, where they're taking a video game and distilling it down to, like, the most granular things and breaking every part of it and coming up with the meta of the game. And then making sports out of it. Like, that sounds, especially as a guy who doesn't like actual sports, like, esports actually sounds rad nowadays. Like, I would love to get into that. Oh, man, that would have been cool. Oh, Halo. I miss Halo. I miss it so much. That would have been rad. Yeah, MLG, dude. Like, again, I don't really know any of that world just because I never really paid attention to it, but I know that brand. It's crazy how it's exploded over the years, too. And it's a shame, too, because there's so much cool stuff, but it's so all over the place. There's so much exposure. And it's like with anything right now. Like, there's just too many big community, or too many split off communities. Like, that's one of the things that forums did a really good job of kind of keeping everyone together in the same place at the same time. I miss forums. I miss forums a lot. Oh, Rocket League. Man, we need to play Rocket League at some point too. I don't even know what I'm doing in this game. Have I built everything? I have. Okay. So this is where I think so right now we can't build anything else out because I don't think it's unlocked. I think what they're going to do is they're waiting for the next update so that we can play more. Oh, stupid freaking COVID. Oh, really? I haven't heard those acronyms in a long time. Okay, the carpenter. Can I build bridges with the carpenter? A pallet, a balcony, a laboratory, metal beams, pool, regal tower, assembly line, and courtyard. No, these are all just things. I can't build... A bridge would be one of these things. What is this? An inventor's lab? Okay. So yeah, unfortunately... Oh, I didn't do the noble workshop. Here we go. Let's do that. How did I not do that? How did I miss that? It's crazy looking back on life and all the different dreams that never got achieved. I try not to get down and just bummed out by it. And I'm assuming that's kind of what, like, midlife crisis is. I don't think I've hit that stage yet, but I think if I dwell on something long enough, I could totally have a midlife crisis like tonight. Going, oh man, what have I done with my life? Where am I at? How did I not achieve these goals? This young person that I was, who was so eager and full of life. That's what I'm assuming a midlife crisis is. I mean, why not? Why not put it all the way at the end? Have it sink off into the briny blue. Yeah, we could go down a dark path. I know, I don't want to. It's weird, man. I'm trying to plan this year and trying to figure out what games I'm going to be playing, like what games I'm looking forward to. There's not a whole lot coming out this year that I'm really looking forward to, mostly because there's just not a whole lot announced. It feels like there's a ton of games that are supposed to come out this year. I couldn't tell you more than GTA 6, and that's only because it's GTA. Yeah, absolutely. It's about the relationships you have, and life is not just about things that you were trying to do or goals or dreams. For sure. We need an educated Kefling. You look educated, like you want to be educated. Let's educate you right in there. Haha! Kicked him in there. Hey, we got a florist. Oh, there we go. That unlocked. Okay, so I was just missing that other one. University florist and fountain workshop. Ugh. Turns Keflings into super smart graduate Keflings. Creates fountains that make the kingdom more excellent and moist. And then creates various flowers to make the kingdom even more beautiful. Yeehaw. Yeah, we're all just trying to get through it. Absolutely. You know, and you just take it day by day. It's something that I try to remind myself to not get overwhelmed so much. Especially the last couple of months. I'm really just going, okay, I didn't get this, and this done. Don't worry about it. We'll tackle more tomorrow. You know, like, even this stream. There was like 3 things on my list I was going to come in here tonight and work on. And I was like, you know what? I kind of want to just play a little bit of video games and stream. Like, that sounds fun. And I can guarantee you I'm having a more enjoyable time playing this and talking to you than doing whatever was on my to-do list for this evening. And then I could just work on it tomorrow. Coming to the realization that there is just not enough time in the day to get everything that I want done at this point in life is like, it almost feels overwhelming, but when I remember, okay, we can just get to more of it tomorrow and more of it tomorrow. And it's just you're not going to be able to accomplish everything. Learn to deal with that. Learn to accept it is a big thing for me. I think in the last couple of months, I've really had a harder time, but then starting to accept it. Yeah, you get in that loop too. If you're just trying to continually, it was like when we got our 3D printer, that thing was on 24/7 for, I'd say, at least about 3 weeks straight. Like literally 24/7 we were 3D printing stuff. And it got to the point where I'm just like trying to 3D print something just to use it. And now I'm starting to plan more and go, okay, let's really think about what we should be doing with this. Like, let's start learning designing instead of just printing just random stuff. And same thing with like other stuff too. Don't just try to do the thing so that you can do the thing. Like, have a goal in mind for it. And don't try to create goals if you're not feeling it. Like, don't, I'm trying to think of the wording here. Don't like push yourself to achieve something when it's not, like you're not passionate for it or you don't want to do it. Okay, I think I'm good for now. I don't really want to do these 3 buildings. We can do that next week. Or maybe tomorrow if they do an update. Yeah, a lot of people just have no idea what to do. And so they start like just grasping at straws, like, what can I do? What can I do? And they'll latch on to something that is like a passion project for someone else. Like, they're super passionate about it. They want to do it. And they go, well, that person seems happy. I might as well do that. And maybe I'll be happy too. And it's like, that's not a good way to be. Kind of don't want to do that. Or as the South Park would say, don't want to go down that road. I don't know why that popped into my head, but just that one episode. It's like season probably 4 or 5. Is that the one episode where they do the ski trip and they're learning pizza versus French fry to how to ski? And then the one bully challenges Stan to a ski contest, and then like he doesn't want to do it, and then he keeps bullying him and keeps like making fun of his name, like Stan Darsh. What's up, Darsh? Are you too darshy? And he's like, dude, what's your problem? He's like, come on, I'll challenge you to a ski off. I don't even know how to ski. Why would I challenge you to a ski off? Oh, he's just chicken. No, I'm not. Oh, come on. You got to do it. No, I don't want to. I don't want to do it. Fine, I'll do it. Wait, what? You're doing it? Yeah, he's got Heather, man. Who's Heather? Oh my gosh, that's one of those classic episodes. I don't watch any of it now. I haven't watched it for years. But man, those like early years were really, really, really funny. I mean, there was some stuff that I hated. I hated a lot of those episodes. But there's some really good ones. Just either funny or just so crazy dark. Like the one, the Scott Tenorman episode is probably one of the episodes that will always stick with me more than anything else. That Scott Tenorman one was just like nuts. I don't know why it's always the bully episodes. And also, I actually messaged my friend group it was probably like 2 or 3 weeks ago at this point. I don't remember how I came across it, but it was the Chimpokemon episode, the one where they make fun of Pokemon. And I went, oh my gosh, I forgot about the Chimpokemon episode. So I sent just the picture of like them as the anime characters. And I went, I forgot about this. And I sent it to my friend group and they're like, oh, the Chimpokemon episode was so good. Kenny got shoe. It's so small. It's so big. So big. It's so small. Man. I just remembered like half of those jokes from that series. Like Alabama Man. Dude, whenever we drive into Alabama, I constantly think about Alabama Man. Alabama Man! Like, what a weird thing to put like a fake toy commercial about Alabama Man in your South Park cartoon. Oh my gosh, dude. I don't remember exactly why the Princess Kenny thing happened. I think that was kind of when I was starting to phase out of that series. I think the last real episode that I watched was the Imagination Land one. And that was like a 3-parter. Like that, and even then, that was like when that was a whole like special versus like the series. I think like the Coon episodes, I like the whole superhero episodes I never saw. I only remember hearing about them. But then the Imagination Land one was like crazy, and I think that was like the last time I ever really watched it. You get really bold. Oh my gosh, dude. It's so sad because my wife will not tolerate hearing about South Park, so I can never talk to anyone about it. And again, like, it's not something that I watch or even care to watch at this point in life, but some of those episodes, I just remember laughing so hard. Yeah. I think both of our wives are very similar in their taste for things. She will not tolerate it at all. And I'm like, ugh. Well, I guess this is just a part of my life I'll never get to talk to you about. Like, even the South Park games. Like, I played the first one, and that was before I even met her. And then I think the second one came out like maybe a year or two after we were married, and it's like, I'll never play that game. Not in front of her. Oh, dude. Grandma's Boy. Apparently, it just turned 20 years old. Grandma's Boy just turned 20 years old yesterday. And so on X, I saw a bunch of people posting about it. And a lot of, like, I saw some of the cast posting about it. And I just went, Oh my gosh, I forgot how good that movie was. That was like one of my favorite comedies for a while. Is that a car? Yeah, it's a sweet car, man. Oh my gosh. I don't know what you are, but I'm gonna eat you too. Adios, turd nuggets. Seriously, dude, we could just hang out and just quote movies all night long. How could he see me when he's like hanging up on the side of the wall, like trying to like tuck himself in? Oh my gosh. It would be wrong. Dude, we would. Oh my gosh. I just have to breathe for a second. Dude, what happened to comedy? Those were some of the funniest things in the world. Step Brothers, Grandma's Boy. I never actually watched The Hangover, but I know that's kind of like the touchstone of the last great American rated R comedy. Like, I think after The Hangover, like, everyone just says, yeah, comedy just really stopped happening, you know, until now. I mean, still. We don't get them like they made them anymore. And I don't think it's burnout. I think it's a lot. I mean, obviously, I don't think it's burnout. There's clearly other reasons for it. But thinking back, there was a lot of those really crappy versions of those movies, like the Will Ferrell, like, weird years, where he did, like, Semi-Pro and Blades of Glory. Like, those were really bad ones, but he was putting out so many movies per year that it really didn't matter, you know? Like, for every 2 bad Will Ferrell movies, there was 1 good one. Shut up, Chip. Oh, crap, I didn't mean to kick you, I'm sorry. Oh well, I'll do your work for you. My bad. Yeah, they're just kind of doing their thing. And I really don't feel like building anything. Oh my gosh, dude. That whole... You're sweet baby Jesus. Oh my gosh, man. It makes me really want to watch all of those movies again. Just go back in time, watch all of those movies, and just remember how good we had it for a while. It's sad too, because you think about grumpy old men, or you think about people who just are living in the past, like the the Uncle Rico character from Napoleon Dynamite, where they're just trying to relive the past, the glory days. And it's so sad because we all kind of have to do that now. Because life, like, all the new stuff sucks so bad that you can't appreciate the stuff anymore. You have to think about the good old days because it was actually better. Like, it's not oh, I'm just old and I'm reliving my glory days. It's, no, it was actually way better, like 15, 20 years ago. Eurovision. Oh, yeah. Wait. Eurovision. Are you talking about... You're not talking about, like, the actual Eurovision show, right? You're talking about, like, a movie? I remember when Napoleon Dynamite wasn't even out yet, and they, on the E network, television network, when they used to actually show cool stuff, they were showing a trailer of it on, like, their, like, up and coming movies to look out for show. And I saw the trailer for Napoleon Dynamite and went, oh, that looks really funny, because it was like kind of like weird humor and like art house movie almost. Like that's how it was presented. And it was him doing the like bike jump over that really crappy wooden ramp. And I thought it was hilarious. And then when it came out, within like the first week and a half, that movie spread like wildfire. And everyone was quoting it and over and over and over. And it was just like the handful of episodes like, shut up, Tina, go make me some quesadillas or quesadillas. Like it was like those 3 or 4 catchphrases. And that's all I knew about the movie because I didn't get to go see it yet. I was on a trip or something. And then I never ended up seeing it in theaters. I didn't end up seeing Napoleon Dynamite until like maybe 2011, 2012. I think is when I actually saw Napoleon Dynamite. And I went, oh, now I get everyone's references over the last like 7 years or whatever. But man, I did not like that movie when it came out. Yeah, I think I would appreciate it a lot more now. I think I would appreciate Napoleon Dynamite a lot more now. And I did meet John Heder at E3. I wish I had that photo still. He was really, really cool. We were actually in line for the South Park video game. We were in line for a South Park video game, and we were at the Ubisoft front office area on the show floor. Like they kind of had like a front desk area behind like all the like TVs and monitors and all that stuff where you would make behind closed door appointments. And I'm standing next to him and my friend's like, dude, that's John Heder. And I went, who? He's like, dude, that's Napoleon Dynamite. I was like, oh, cool. So like I said, hey, how's it going? And he's like, oh, good. And so like we talked for like a minute. I got a picture with him and he was just really cool. I miss E3 for like the just weird random celebrity interactions. Yeah, he was really cool. I don't think I had a bad interaction with anyone at E3 ever. Not bad interaction, just one where I went, oh, okay. I think it was either Olivia Munn or it was one of the other G4 chicks, I think. Or no, maybe I think she was with IGN. She was a blonde with IGN back in like 2009 era. And like she was doing an interview and I was standing next to her and I was waiting for her to finish the interview. And then I was like, oh, hey, can I get a picture? And she was like, oh, no, I'm sorry. I got to go. And that was like literally the only time I ever was like turned down or where it was like, oh, that kind of sucks. But that was it. And she had like handlers that were like pulling her, like saying, we got to go to this next thing. Because E3, it was just busy 24/7. There was no downtime really. So especially if you're doing it for work or business where, nope, we're not here to have fun. We're here to work. And so like people are just running back and forth all day long. I remember there was a lot of times with the Giant Bomb crew where it was like, oh, hey, Vinny, what's going on? And he's like, oh, hey, I got to go. Bye. Okay. Man, I don't even remember Eurovision. Pierce Brosnan, is it? Rachel McAdams? Dude, I've never seen that then. I've never seen that movie. I know Euro Trip with, what was it? Michelle Trachtenberg and Tom Green's in that one too, right? Or no, that's Road Trip. I'm sorry. Road Trip is Tom Green. Michelle Trachtenberg is Euro Trip. Yeah, Rachel McAdams. I'm trying to think of who else. Oh, okay, so it's a modern movie. Okay. That's probably why we don't have Netflix. It's funny, my wife was like, Stranger Things finale is on. should we get Netflix? I'm like, no. We'll watch it on Plex. So it was funny too, because I was like, okay, well, you know what? Maybe we should. Maybe we'll just watch it. We'll watch it on Netflix. Maybe we'll get Netflix really quick. How much is it? And she looked it up and she's like, it's like $25 with ads or something like that. I'm like, no. Dude, I remember when Netflix was $6 a month for streaming. And they had every movie because they had the Stars contract. So it was like $6 a month. I think it was $5.99 or it might have been $6.99. Oh, yeah. Yeah, $25 for 4K. Yeah, that's nutso. I can't even believe they're getting away with that at this point. That's the thing too. I had Netflix from day one, especially the streaming. Like when they went to streaming, dude, that was like early. I keep telling Elizabeth, I'm like, I was living in Colorado when they had the Netflix streaming, because that's how I watched 30 Rock. They had 30 Rock like the first 2 seasons or something like that on Netflix. And that was like 2008. I had Netflix from basically inception to, I think we stopped it in like 2018 or 2019. I just said, no more. Dude, the like nearly monthly. It felt like it was monthly. Oh, we're charging more. We're pricing, we're hiking up our prices. It just felt like it was like, dude, didn't you just do that last week? Yeah, but we're doing it again. Business reasons. I'm done with this. When it becomes an inconvenience, like when it's easier to pirate, then yeah, you've lost me. I'm trying to figure out what to do. Oh, dude, because I kicked her, now she's just dropping it. Okay, we're gonna reset you. I'm gonna have you do this, and then we're gonna have you pick up and redrop logs there. Now you're reset. That's a bummer thing about when you kick them, it kind of like breaks their route. Oh man, it's already 12:30. Whew. I should probably get going. I have to take the dogs out still. Oh man. So many dogs. We have so many dogs. Here, let me save. We'll just do a new save. That's fine. Yeah. I mean, we got rid of, and I don't mean that meanly, but we got rid of our dog, the puppies. We got rid of, out of 8, we only have 2 left. We're keeping one, and then we might keep the other one. I'm not sure. She's trying to find a good home for it that is going to do the things that she wants the dog to have, like a lot of the medals and a lot of the different sports. That dog his name is Cutman from Mega Man, and Cutman is a dog that is going to excel in certain sports, and she wants one of the owners to be able to be cool with trying to do all that stuff. So she's trying to find a home that's going to be really good for him to be active in all those sports. So until we find someone, we're holding on to him as well. So we now have 6 dogs, and it's just a lot. It's a lot. Oh man, that was fun though. I'm glad we got to hang out for a little bit. I had fun reminiscing about good old movies back in the day and fun TV shows and all that. Thank you so much, Zephyr. I appreciate it. And anyone else watching, hanging out, I hope everyone has a great night. Take care. God bless. And if you're not part of the Discord, link is down in the description. Also go check out the new website. I'm still working on it, but it's mostly fairly feature complete with a few extra exceptions. And I'll get back into a normal streaming schedule soon, but we got to finish this roof. But it's going good, so yeah. All right, I'm taking off. Have a great night. I'll see you guys later. Bye.